Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you two replays in two different tanks. I've got a Vanguard replay and maybe a Camp Panda 50T replay. And the kind of theme of today's videos is going to be having a bad day in what? So, World of Tanks. Usually I upload my videos a lot earlier, but I've been very busy today, doing all kinds of shit. And I just remember saying to myself, it's just been one of those days. It's not even 2 o'clock in the afternoon yet and I'm tired. So I thought, these two videos, replays, would be good to show. Because it perfectly explains my point, but in World of Tanks terms. Now, I'm in a Vanguard. Unfortunately, no high explosive means for today. I think because Spandex picked a light tank, and my only tier 8 light tank is the Vanguard. So, I picked it as well. Now, what I mean is, like, we all have those days in World of Tanks where you're not winning any games, you're not doing as well as you normally do. Just everything that could go wrong does go wrong. But there are ways to kind of alleviate that. Because you cannot win every game, but you can try that bit harder to at least give yourself a fairly okay game. Even knowing when you're going to lose. So, me being me, and not really knowing where light tanks are supposed to go, I'm kind of just hovering at the moment, trying to think about what I want to do. Trying to keep an eye out what enemies are on this side of the map, if any are coming round. And Atheno's gone down the 9-0 line in his 110. Setter's lost most of his hit points, which is very nice. There's a Stone Cold, who I don't really want to fuck with, because he's got that fast autoloader. And as you'll always see every time I'm playing a light tank, it always starts with me not really knowing where to go. And what's going to happen is, I'm going to try and ambush the enemy light tank. Now it is a Becky Lynch, who could have the grenade launcher, and as I'm going, the mutant is there, and I think I heard him fire a shot at me. And as such, I'm just going to rush in. He's got very bad side armor, so I'm just going to go put 2 shots in him, and then run. Now, I've seen the light tank coming behind the mutant and coming for me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run back to Spandex and these teammates over here so that he can't really commit to me. Both Spandex and the other friendly light both crashed into a rock at the same time, which is relatively funny. And now I've just got to wait for the massive reload of this tank. Now, something I want to mention is, I play this tank with full HE for memes. This is not a good tank. It's trolly, by the way, the mutant, I'm now back behind him, it's pretty much over for him. He's pushed too aggressive, and he's got 3 lights here. This is a meme vehicle. It's not very good. It's not the most mobile, like it doesn't turn very good, doesn't have the best view range. The gun is wank, both in terms of gun handling, penetration, shell velocity, and DPM. I really don't like this tank. And I don't think it's actually that good. But I understand what people say about it. It is fun to play, or at least when I play HE it is. Running in, I'm now behind T-34-2. Trying to get a couple shots in. Friendly light tank comes with me and ammo racks him, and I do see that light tank and heavy behind me, so I'm going to try and get into cover around this mountain. Now, so far it's looking relatively even. Both teams have lost 3 tanks. Now, again, waiting for the long reload, I've got to try and think about who I can get rid of. And you're going to see just one of the mistakes come up right now. Stone Cold, I'm about to be reloaded, I'm spotted. Moving, turning my tank around. Now I peek on him, I stay out to get another shot in, he tracks me. I repaired my tracks to avoid his second shot, but he died before he got it off anyway, so I just wasted a repair kit, basically, is what I've just done. Our 1357 gets HE'd by the Becky Lynch with the grenade launcher, and now I've got the reload again. All I can do is just wait. Now, I'm looking at the light tanks, obviously the easier target in terms of panning at least. And the Becky Lynch is on low hit points. Now, I'm not fully loaded yet, but Spandex doesn't have many hit points. So, I'm just moving to a better position in order to run in and help him. And if you look at the mini-map, it's not looking great at this corner here. Spandex is going in. I'm going to join him. I'm going to ignore the Batchat 12T. Well, I'll fire one shot at him, but I'm going to focus on Becky Lynch. Pick him up. One shot into the IS-3, and I'm going to try and move left and right to avoid any shots. We're now down on tanks, by the way. Now, I'm still just loading an AP clip. Spandex has just been picked up, so now he's no longer here. T20 got him. And now I'm thinking, what can I do? The light tank is on low health. And again, that's what I do in the Vanguard, in any autoloader really. I try to pick on the low health tanks. Me and the Satyr are going to have a bit of a light tank duel here. The first shot wasn't too much of an issue because I know I only need 2 to kill him. Hit the first, gonna do a little bit of handbrake turn. Pick him up. And now there's only me and a heavy tank left, and I'm just wondering what happened to the team at this point. And in a Vanguard, I don't think I can carry this just because I hate the gun that much. The light tank's coming for me, I can see on the map, and I've got a plan, and it's not going to turn out how I want it to. As I'm moving, there's an enemy T-44 in the enemy team who's going to get shot into me. And now there's this little narrow street down here. The enemy light tank spotted behind me. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to stop near the wall, I'm going to put my clip into him and hope he goes past me. One shot. I missed the second shot, and unfortunately he's got me against the wall. Now, had I hit the second shot, I would have been able to kill him before he killed me, but such is life. But our team kind of collapsed at the end there. And this is a game where, in a Vanguard, which is a very bad tank in my opinion with a horrible gun, although I was top tier, 2800 damage, most damage on both teams, and quite a heavy defeat. So, already that wasn't great, although it was, you know, most damage on both teams, which is always nice, and I'm sure with the current damage standing I'm at on the Vanguard, that probably put my marks up a little bit, but I'm not too interested in marking this vehicle. Now, the very next game got Baja, also known as South Coast, and I'm in the Camp Panther 50T. Now, this is literally the very next game. Heavy tier 10 game. Our team have a couple extra tier 9, the enemies have more tier 10s, not too much of an issue. And now, again, this is going to be one of those days where a mix of things not going right and me playing bad. Now what's going to happen is, on this map, 890 line, quite important. In fact, I would say very important. So what's going to happen is, I'm going to start driving to the 90 line, see what we can do, and I'm going to look at the map, and what I'm going to see is, basically, 90% of our team has just decided to abandon this side of the map. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to take like a couple blind shots, and I'm not going to actually push. If I push, it's going to be suicide, because the enemy team are going to push that direction. You just know it, because it's the right place to go. One of our team is actually driving all the way down, which is not recommended. 200 LT gets spotted, he's platooned with the 2 machines, I believe. And I do get a shot into him. Unfortunately, while I'm aiming, I lose over half my hit points to the M53-55, which is a bit of a shame. And the real shame about that is, I actually said to Spandex that if I stay there, the artillery can hit me. And then I stayed there to get shot the light tank, and the artillery hit me. So, artillery is annoying, but that was my fault. I knew he could hit me, and he did. So, you know, me being stupid. So already not going great. Trying to hit 200 LT. I'm spotted. I've got to retreat. Because I know the artillery's aiming here. And I've got to think of another way of doing this. And the fact that 200 LTs down the 90 line has to be terrified that the machines are there. And it turns out that they are. So I'm pretty much just falling back to the sniping position on this hill. Athena went there as well because he knew that with our team abandoning the 90 line, that's pretty much all you can do is try and just farm damage. We're 3 tanks down, the enemies have lost no one. And now the 200 LT's just going ham right now. I fuck up the shot, I'm going to jump down again to avoid artillery. Once artillery hits me once in a game of World of Tanks, I just assume he's aiming at me the entire time. Now, I'm retreating to a position where I can go hull down on the 200 LT and potentially the machines. That's why I'm going to use this little ridge line here as on this little slope to try and get shots at the machine. I try and pull the snipe him, doesn't quite work. And right now they're in our... And by the way, someone on the team's actually pinging me at this moment. You know, as your teams do, when they're the ones who didn't go 9-0 line. Overmatch the machine in the side. And track him. And Atheno actually picks up the kill. Already is aiming here because he just fired. And 200 LT picks up spandex. I heard an already shell fly overhead there. I'm going to try and get another shot on 200 LT. Successfully do with a bit of a high roll as well for 370. The enemy's lost 2 tanks now. We've lost 6. And I'm spotted, so coming up here's a bit of a risk because artillery, but I just want damage. Now this is one of those games where I'm expecting to lose, and I'm just thinking, how can I get the best result from this? Shot to the side of the French TD. He's now going to be facing us, so I'm going to try and hit the weak point on top. I don't fully aim, because I don't want to stay still for too long, and I unfortunately bounce. I'm going to back up behind the mountain. Something else is I see the tank behind us, I'm going to turn around for him. Turn around, watch an already cover, come around, me and the Team 7 Heavy are going to try and deal with this heavy tank. Artillery's killing themselves, because artillery players are scumbag, as we all know. The 1-4 got absolutely shit on, and now 200 LT's here, and I really want to kill him, because he's been a pain in my ass the entire game. So I ram into him to stop him from running, and finish him off. Now the artillery, who had the nerve to kill himself, is still pinging me. Which is always hilarious. And now I'm going to load heat, because there's a mouse and an E100 around this corner. Now the E75's up on that little slope bit. I'm going to hope I can get a bit of a crossfire here with the E75. Heat shell to the side of the turret. Back up. He turns back toward him. I'm going to go for the lower plate shot. I only hit his tracks. And you see, every time I back up, I'm actually looking up a little bit because I'm trying to see if I can see when the artillery fires at me. Because by looking at the distance, I'll see the arty shell right there fly towards me. I'll be able to have a slightly better chance of dodging it. Unfortunately, the arty wasn't aiming for me. He was aiming for Athena. Picks him up. Mouse is coming for me. I'm hoping the E75 can get a shot in. So what my plan is, I'm going to back up, and my plan is to track the mouse. So I'm going to wait, tracking shot. Unfortunately, he still has a repair kit, which is not ideal. Mouse gets a shot into me, and now all I can do at this moment is I'm going to try and get next to the mouse, so that he has a hard time hitting anything other than my turret. Unfortunately, the dead machine almost cost me my life, but the E75 can actually cover me. Now, 60 TP and a Super Conqueror, which is not ideal, and they're both hull down. And the Super Conqueror is so hull down I cannot see his weak point on top of his turret. So what I could have done is try and go for a turret ring shot. But instead I derp out and shoot his gun mantle, which is not intelligent. And I'm going to try and use the rock to turn around, because I realise I can't side scrape a 60 TP. Because I was going to use that rock to side scrape the 60 TP, but a 60 TP can overmatch a 50 T's side armor. So not much I could do there, and as I said, that whole game, from the very beginning when I saw the team not go 9-0 line, I just had a bad feeling, and as I said, this was 2 back-to-back games, so it was just one of those evenings that day where we couldn't win. Now I made a few mistakes there, yes, but this 2 games in a row, I also did the most damage on both teams this game and lost, but 4k damage is alright. That's what it comes down to. You have these days, and all you got to do is just stop playing for the win and just try and think, how can I get the best result myself? So you saw I played more passive, I retreated, I kind of camped out a bit, but that's what I had to do. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.